Everyone, good evening from Nigeria. Yes, we are going to introduce the necessary ingredients for our training today. That is the main thing and the first thing we're going to do today. So I'm going to introduce you to the necessary ingredients we are going to use for our baking. So just listen and listen very careful. I will introduce each one for you and I will tell you what it does and how it helps your pastries, like your snacks, how you make it and how you bake it and how it affects it. That's what I'm going to do for you now. So the first one we're going to introduce is the major ingredient. We have the major ingredient and we have the minor ingredient during baking. Do you understand? That is just the truth. So the major ingredients include flour, the flour now, the baking flour, normal flour, baking flour. This baking flour has different types. So you have but flour is normal flour, do you understand? But different companies produces them. So we have happy baking flour, we have BUA flour, we have golden penny, and many more. Do you understand? So now, particularly what I use, this is what I'm talking about. This is flour, and when you go to the market and ask them for happy baking flour, they will show you the happy baking flour. Happy baking flour is exactly what I use, and I can testify to it. That is very, very nice in making these pastries like egg roll, peanut, chin chin, buns, meat pie. Do you understand? But if you want to bake cake, my dear, I advise you to go for golden penny. Yes, golden penny is very nice for baking of cake. Do you understand? But when you want to do all these all these snacks, yes, baking a happy baking is the best. Do you understand? So this is flour, this is flour, whatever you call it, as long as you understand what I mean. It's a very major ingredient. In short, without flour you can't bake. That you see bread today is flour, you see anything you see about baking, it's flour. Do you understand? So another important ingredient we use in baking is egg. You understand? Egg is a very good ingredient that gives a premium taste to your snacks. Do you understand? Like egg roll, you can't bake egg roll without egg, right? Egg that you roll inside a flour. Yes, that's what we call egg roll. Do you understand? So yes, so egg is a very important ingredient. You use your egg in baking chin chin, you use egg in baking egg roll, you use egg in smoothing and equally baking your meat pie. You can't even bake chin chin, a good chin chin, without egg. Do you understand? So in egg roll, egg is very important. In chin chin, very important. In baking your meat pie, very important. In making your peanut, you can't even coat your peanut without egg. So it is the egg yolk that you use in coating your peanut. So egg is very, very important. This is egg. Everybody knows egg. You understand? So another important baking ingredient we're going to introduce tonight is nutmeg. Nutmeg spice. You know nutmeg now. Everybody uses nutmeg, right? Even you at home, you use your nutmeg. As a bakery chef, I prefer to use the sachet nutmeg because it's very easy for me and you will not be able to find out particles in a sachet nutmeg, right? Yes, that was the ground one. I mean the ground one, already ground one. That's the one I actually use. It gives flavor to your snacks. Nutmeg gives flavor to your snacks. Another important ingredient we're going to introduce this night is baking powder. Yes, you can't bake without your baking powder. If not, your snacks will not be able to mold itself together. It will scatter in your pots. Okay, So what I mean is baking powder is equally a very important ingredient that every bakery chef uses. Do you understand? And it's very, very important in our baking. So there is nothing you bake without adding your baking powder. Some people prefer to use yeast. Yes, you know yeast now, normal yeast. So but it's not encouraging. Like when you want to produce a premium quality snacks, don't use yeast. Do you understand? If you prefer to use yeast, let it not be too much. Do you get? I'm just giving you the secret now. Let it not be too much. Instead, use a baking powder. Baking powder is very expensive. That is one. Another thing, baking powder cannot give you extra large, if you understand, but it will make your baking so quality. Everybody will like it because there will not be too much air in your snacks when you use your baking powder. So any baking powder, like me, I use this particular thing. The last one I used was Omega. This one is Victory baking powder. So as long as it's baking powder, some people prefer using sachet baking powder. Do you understand? So that's very nice and good. As long as it's baking powder, I advise you to use baking powder instead of yeast. Do you understand? Especially when you're making your egg roll, you want to make your chin chin. In short, when you're making your chin chin, just small. You can't even use yeast in making your chin chin because if you do that, it's going to exactly scatter your work. You are not going to have a very good and smooth. In short, it's not even possible to use yeast while baking your chin chin. Do you understand? So another important ingredient is butter. Butter is very, very important. This butter, some people like the one, the emulsion, the one they normally cut. Do you understand? That one is cheaper. Some people like other parts. This golden penny too is there, depending on the one you prefer. But butter is very important in baking. Another important ingredient we are going to introduce to you is sugar. Sugar is one of the major baking ingredients. In short, you can't bake without sugar. Just as flour is important in baking, sugar is equally important in baking. Do you understand? You can't bake without sugar. That is just the honest truth. You can't bake without sugar because sugar serves as salt, like you're cooking. Yes. Yeah. You can't cook without salt. Just like you can't bake without sugar because your snacks won't have any taste. Now, another important baking ingredient is flavor. Yes, it's not compulsory. It's not compulsory, but it is very necessary for you to have a quality and premium snacks. You use flavor. Use a good flavor. Like me, I use vanilla flavor. This particular one now is milk flavor. We have milk flavor. This is milk flavor. I do buy my own in pack. Do you understand? Because I do bake enough. So but some people, as a starter, they can buy one sachet, 15 naira, 2 sachets. Do you understand? But like this, I prefer buying mine like this because I bake a lot. Then this is milk flavor. This particular one is milk flavor. There's another flavor I use. This particular one that is white, we call it vanilla flavor. Do you understand? This vanilla flavor is very, very nice. It's very nice when you're making your chin chin. It's nice for peanuts. There is another vanilla flavor that comes in form of a liquid. Do you understand? That one, it has a kind of black color. Yes, that one is very nice too, if you like. So there are other flavors, but try to use a quality flavor. Other ingredients I would like to introduce you to is groundnut oil. You can't bake without groundnut oil. Are you aware? Yeah, if even though you're using your oven, you should have just small groundnut oil, very small. You have to use it. If you're frying your egg roll, you use groundnut oil. That is where groundnut oil is very much important. Groundnut oil serves so important if you're frying your egg roll, you're frying your buns, you're frying your chin chin, you're frying your peanuts. You understand? You're baking your meat pie. Groundnut oil is important. So everybody knows groundnut oil. Do you understand? When you go to the market, they will show you different groundnut oil. Try to choose the best groundnut oil for your baking so that people will equally like the taste. Now, what again? Another thing is salt. Some people like using salt, just normal table salt. Some people like using normal table salt. Do you understand? Yeah, but not much. Just a pinch of it is very okay for your baking, depending on your measurement. So tomorrow in our next video, we're going to teach how to use these ingredients and the quantity of ingredients that we're going to use. And so stay tuned. Okay, once again, another important is water. You can't bake without water. It's not possible. You can't even mix your flour without water, because after mixing it, in short, if you mix it raw, you really need to add water for all the ingredients to dissolve. You understand? So everybody knows water is very important in life and important in everything we are doing. So watch out for our next video. We're going to really deliver it for you tomorrow. Have a nice day.